glasses. How's it going? Oh, there is a huge stabilization ball right here. That's because we were cleaning yesterday. Move it out of the way. There's just no good place for it. I'm running out of room in this room. Oh, to dream the impossible dream of having my own studio. Yeah. On the farm. Hi, my name is Julia. Julia. This is the fucking yoga company. Yoga for the rest of us. And this is not even yoga. This is Pilates. And wasn't Alexandria? Welcome, Alexandria. Alexandria. I should, I'll look at that more closely. Welcome. It's going to get better in a little bit, I promise. Someone did ask me, why are you doing Pilates and calisthenics when you're the fucking yoga company? And the reason is because they complement, not complement my yoga practice. Any yoga practice. And to be fair, Pilates complements, well, yoga and Pilates complement any other exercise that you are going to do, right? You're going to improve balance. You're going to improve your overall core strength, which means you're building endurance, and you're going to help all of the other things that you do be better for you. They're going to be more effective. And you're going to learn, right, how to activate that core all the time, when you want it, more deeply all of the time, whatever. And I'm sorry, I cannot see. I've got a big old splotch on my glasses. Oh no, I'm not going to do that. And so I'm struggling. I'm looking for some musica. And it is no, where's my reasons? Here's my reasons. I'm looking for something that is not going to have lyrics. I like instrumental because then I can just, it's sort of distracting, but I can also focus my brain on what we're doing. And that is the thing about Pilates in terms of a challenge. Well, that didn't improve it. Is that it's very internal. It's very small. Some of the things that you're going to experience or try that I'm asking you to feel feel very deep and like you're not doing very much. I want you to hang on to that and don't get frustrated, because slowly you will start to recognize that feeling. You will be improving the strength of those muscles. And then your brain's, is like, oh, wait, I know how that works. I remember how that works because it does know how it works. It does it automatically all the time. We want to draw some attention to it. Today, I'm going to get my ring of fire. Sorry, it's over here. I moved some stuff around. I'm not really happy with it, so I'm going to probably rejigger. Using my large ring of fire. I have two. Actually, I'll get them both out. Ooh, did you hear that? Something just creaked. Creaked and groaned, pipped, popped, crick, and crackle. I'm going to be using rings of fire. You don't need these. So if you don't have them, don't freak out. You could use a stabilization ball. I have one of those too that it needs to be inflated. It's over here waiting to be inflated. It's too squishy. It needs to be a little bit firmer. I wonder if I have a pump over there. Anyway, You could use a small pillow. You could use a rolled up towel, or you don't have to use anything at all. So those are your options. I need to inflate this. Mamma jamma. It's too squishy. And we are going to start seated. I am going to be sitting on the very tippy edge of a blanket. And that is, helps me with my pelvic cradle. Oh, I'm also going to be using a tension band. This is light. I'm using light tension band. So that's where we're at. I need to fix some of this. I use sticky notes. I love sticky notes. But when you're not sticking them to things and you're just pulling them in and out, I'm looking for what I want. And I can't find what I want. No. Aha. This is what I wanted. Okay. Because we're going to be doing some stabilization on bridge. And we're going to be doing some, you know what? I do need my boards for my wall, so I'll get some today. Anyway. All right. So we're going to be doing some core work with the band. But I'm also looking for this other thing that I wanted to do with these rings. Oh, all right. Anyway, so get some good instrumental music on that you are going to enjoy. And let's do some Pilates. I think I fixed my heat situation in here. I was actually warm in here, but now I'm feeling chilly. And why don't I have this? I thought I had this sort of somewhere. All right. Well, I don't. Got it. So let's do this. Let's do it. Like, prove it. Sorry, I was looking for something here. I'm sorry. All right. So get comfortable. Grab your water. You're going to need it. And let's pull our pelvic cradle up and in. So we're going to be seated. And seated is hard because I like those. We are doing that one. We are going to do this one. Sorry. And I should have come in and done this, kind of. I'm looking for the heel beats, but I cannot find them. Oh, there they are. Okay. There they are. I found them. All right. Sorry, let's do this. Pelvic floor is the muscle that controls urination. And it's the muscle that really gets abused when you deliver a baby vaginally. Actually, I don't know. Does it get abused if you have a C-section? It might. Babies. Creating a human being is hard. Not that anybody cares, but wow, there's cat hair all over this bullshit. I just vacuumed in here. Do it again. I hate cleaning house. All right. So I'm sitting in pleasant seated pose. You don't have to sit in this position. You could sit one leg out, one leg in, and modified Z sit. You could sit in staff pose, which is both legs out. Just don't crisscross applesauce. So, because then you're going to reinforce some imbalance, and we're all about creating balance here. Ooh. Because, balance is critical. I find it difficult to access my pelvic floor in seated position. It's a real challenge. So if you're struggling with that one, don't worry too much about it. We're going to be doing a couple of exercises. I'm going to keep my shirt on because I thought it was warm in here, but I think I lied. All right. I'm all right. Am I all right? I'm not all right, but you know what? We're doing it. Okay. Heels of the hands. Oh, so if you're going to be doing this with me without a ring of fire or a inflatable ball, I want you to drop your shoulders, pull up the pelvic floor as best you can. Remember, it's hard in this position. I want you to access this low belly, draw your belly button in towards your spine, relax the shoulders, but squeeze them back slightly. Imagine, so your shoulder blades, okay, so this is a top-down view. Your shoulder blades tend to roll forward. If we're relaxed, our shoulder blades, our whole upper back rounds. I want you to flatten your shoulders, then give them a little squeeze to flatten that upper back. So we're going to be driving the car. This one's a driving car. So if you're going to do it without the ball, you can. You're just going to take hands, palms inward. Everything is going to remain the same. You're going to just reach out and draw back in. You'll still get the action. You'll still feel the work, right? Those of us who have the ring of fire are just going to give a little squeeze. Look, not a giant squeeze. Look, little squeeze. I'm not compressing it like this, right? Just a little tension. And we're going to all do it together. So pull your pelvic floor up and in if you can. Low belly, belly button. Tuck the ribs. Drop those shoulders and then give them a little squeeze so you're flat in the back. To test that, you could sit up against a wall. You could also do that. Inhaling, exhaling. Pushing it out. Inhale, exhale. Draw it back. I'm back and down. Look where my elbows are. My elbows are not at 90 degrees. Relaxing my fingers, unclenching my teeth. Even though I'm moving with the exhale, I'm keeping it fluid. I'm not punching it out, right? I'm drawing it back and pressing out. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, roll those shoulders. Tilt the ear to one side. Tilt the ear to the other side. Taking some water, dehydrated. And you know how I know I'm dehydrated? Get a little nauseous. It's first thing in the morning. I had a goal to pound a full one of those when I got up. I've been getting about halfway through, All right. Same exact thing, but it's called halo. We're going to take these hands. And here's the challenge. I want to drop my shoulders, right? Keep that squeeze of the upper back. Palms in. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So, like I said, I'm feeling that without the ring. The ring, excuse me. The ring just it helps me fire everything up. It does add to the work, right? Makes it more challenging. So, all right. Pull the pelvic floor up and in. I'm actually going to swap the position of my legs because I was on pleasant seated pose. I want to give equal opportunity for both hips to get stretched. Okay, heels of the hands. Drop in my shoulders, giving them a little tip of the squeeze. Little squeeze back of the tips of my shoulder blades. That was a better sentence. Inhale. Right to there. Now, if you're feeling this in your shoulder, I want you to come here and go out diagonally, right? If you got a little twinge. Now, I have a little twinge in my shoulder, but I'm working, it's on this left side. I'm working at stabilizing so that I can work through that glitch, that little twinge. I'm shaking. Can you see me shaking? Scoop the belly. Oh, just lost my core, my whole entire core. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh. Ooh. 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 Roll the shoulders. Take a little tilt. All right, so we did a forward movement. We did either a diagonal or a vertical movement. So I'm going to take my 2-pound weights. You don't have to use them. I'm going to be using them. And I'm sorry, I didn't say weights when I started what you needed. But now we're going to take some T's, and it's going to be, so instead of taking it at 90 degrees, I'm going to move my thumbs, just touch my knees. So if you extend your arms out to the side at 90 degrees and then just bring them in so that you can just tap the top of your knee with your thumb. Okay. Palms down. Get nice and tall. Scoop the belly, low belly, belly button, ribs. If you can access your pelvic floor, go for it. And just each time we do this, I want you to pause and zip it up. I noticed on that halo that I had let go of my total core. I just let it go. Focused completely on the upper body. All right. I want to be relaxed with my hands on the weights. I'm just holding them in my fingertips. Inhale, and we're going to just go out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, that was an exhale. Take a sip of air and then go down. Inhale. Notice I'm just moving fluid, just going slow. It's not a big lift, just coming right out to where I'm feeling that work in the rib cage and right underneath my shoulder blades. And down. Let's do 4 more. So 4. This is light work, but I'm feeling it. It's just the warm, right? We're using these muscles, and ideally you're not touching the mat or letting go of any of that tension. and release. Let's not call it tension. Let's call it energy. So when we have all these muscles activating, let's call it, excuse me, energy. Whew, wow. I have not been sleeping well, and I did not sleep well last night either. Gee, I wonder why. All right. I'm going to turn to the length of the mat. So I suspect that y'all are sitting at the end of your mat anyway. So you don't have to move, I don't think. I'm going to be putting these weights out to the side. Visit them again. Whew. All right, so we're going to do some back stretching. And then we are going to come to our spine and do some work with the tension band, or not. We're going to use those bridges. And then we will, we're going to do some, I'm going to call them mountain climbers, but they're not mountain climbers because we're going to be laying down on our backs, but they're going to feel like mountain climbers. All right. The problem I had, hold on, is that I'm chilly willy. Get my heat going again. Okie dokie. So I want you to extend legs out, little rock side to side. That heat's going to kick on in a second, so. Because I cheated, I'm cheating. All right. Little rock side to side. See how I pulled my glutes out from underneath my sit bones? Your sit bones are those bony protuberance. Yes, it's protuberance. I feel like Ted Lasso there. Protuberance. Okay. We're going to, and we're going to be flexing our toes, pointing our toes. So that's plantar flexion and dorsal flexing. And I just noticed that my legs were rolled out. So I want you to concentrate on keeping the big toe pointed towards the ceiling. Pointing your toe, flexing your toe, okay? You're going to feel, I'm already feeling the heat in the quads. We're going to be feeling that. As you get stronger, you'll take that energy out of the legs. You'll move it into the core. So this is a C curve. I call this a C curve. It's not a back stretch. And we're going to start nice and tall. So I want you to imagine you're sitting up against that wall, and you could, if you've got the place, you could scoot your tailbone right up against the wall. Arms are coming out in a soft, parentheses arms. We'll pull the pelvic floor up and in, scoop the low belly, tuck those rib cages, and then ideally give that little squeeze of the shoulder blades. Feel real flat in the back. Inhaling, exhale. We're going to C curve out over the toes. Inhale, exhale, roll back. And then I want you to pause where you're feeling that activation in the core. Don't go below that. My toes have flexed up. I'm going to inhale and take it to flat back. Now I forgot to add my toes. Exhale, point the toes, scoop the belly, come out and feel that stretch. Inhale, flex the feet, curl back. And then you're hitting that point right there where you've got powerful activation of the core. Inhale, scoop everything up, flex the feet. Did we flex the feet? I can't remember. Point the toes. Exhale, C curve. Take a sip of air. Stay rounded. Flex the feet. And hit that spot right there. Inhaling, coming on up. We're just moving nice and slow and fluid. Point the toes. Scoop the belly. Try to lift up and over the waistband. Roll through the bow. Flex the feet. And hold. Unwind straight. Point the toes. Exhale. So here's the stretch right there through the low back. And now we're activating the core and holding. Stretch it up. Point the toes. Lift up and over. Rock it back. Flex the toes. Flex the feet. Actually, all flexion of the foot is flexion of the foot. So lifting up. All right. Plantar flexion. Point the toes. Take that sip of air. Scoop the belly. Dorsiflexion up towards the ceiling. Till you hit that spot. And then come on back. And four more. That was one. So I am really struggling with the low belly and that fold because, right, we really want to practice getting hollow out there because if we're bulging, if we're pushing out with our muscles as we do that, take a little break for a moment. We've got 3 more to do. You're going to strengthen in that direction, and I don't think we want to do that. So lift up, hollow it out. Here we go. Inhale, point the toes. Roll back, flex the toes. Find that spot right there. And stretch up. Point the toes. Flex the feet. One more. Inhaling up and release. Woo. All right. I'm going to grab some water. All that breathing, nice. All the breathing breath work dries my throat out. And I've already been fighting a tickle of my throat. This weather. It's been so cold here. 19 below zero. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hey, listen. I know it's been colder other places, and I haven't been watching the news, but someone said New Orleans was getting snow, so then everyone's freaking the fuck out. All right. So I'm going to use my tension band. You do not have to. Okay. I'm going to come right above the knees, and I'll be working with about a fist width between my legs. I'm also going to grab these blocks. Again, you do not have to. I'm grabbing the blocks to increase my lever, to increase my lift. And again, you can work on the floor. I'm going to show you work on the floor, and then I'll work it on the blocks. So this is a hip lift, which we call in yoga bridge pose. Now, in Pilates, we do this exercise opposite of the way we do it in yoga. The breathing is opposite. And that is also, let's see, that's about it, right? That's opposite. And we also are going to be lifting our feet off the blocks or the mat. So that's the other part of it. When we're in bridge, we're usually just stabilizing in a bridge and using it as a back stretch. Excuse me. Ooh, boo. Actually, who am I kidding? Fuck. Cannot wake up. And now I have some in my eye. Vacuum again in here. All right. You can have your hands palms down at your hips, nice and round and soft in the shoulders and the elbows. You can go palms up and come out into this delta V, which I also think is a valuable position because you're not going to be then pressing into the mat with your arms because we're not using our upper body as much. I mean, obviously we're stabilizing with our shoulder blades, but I don't want you to press it hard into the mat. You could also just rest your hands on your ribs. I do like that process because then you can really concentrate on keeping. How the fuck does pink sing upside down? I mean, I can hardly talk to you laying down. You're going to use your hands to help cue the activation of your core. All right. If you're on the mat, you're going to scooch those heels close to the glutes. Excuse me. We inhale to prepare. And that's the difference between a yoga bridge, Divypadapidam, and this hip lift in Pilates. In Pilates, we're exhaling on the way up to hollow out the belly and activate the core. In yoga, we're inhaling on the way up to stretch the back, the ribs, and all of the space around the torso, right? So that's where it's opposite. Think about this as I don't want to say a reverse crunch, but it is kind of a reverse sit-up. I'm not a big fan of sit-ups, but that's just me. All right. I have a little bit of tension on this tension band. I'm going to stick here with the ribs. Inhaling to prepare. What happened is we cleaned all these mini splits, but I did not vacuum behind us while we were cleaning all the mini splits. So I feel like there's a shit ton of dust in here laying on the surface of everything. It's causing me to have some allergies. Inhaling to prepare. Exhaling. So I'm going to hollow the belly out, lift the hips, scoop the belly, scoop, 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 press the hips to the ceiling, draw the belly button in, inhale, and then exhale. Roll down. That's it. Okay. I want you to feel it all in here. I want you all up into belly business. I am going to grab the blocks because I want a longer lift. It's just going to intensify the exercise slightly. If you don't have the blocks, don't worry about it. I suppose you could do this if you had access to stairs. You could do this on stairs, I suppose. I don't know. Just trying to think of things you have in your space that you could possibly use to increase the lift. And remember, you don't have to. All right. So I've got my heels close to the glutes. Take a little rock side to side. Got a little tension on this core, on this band. Inhaling to prepare. Oh, while we're doing that, scoop your belly button. Pull the pelvic floor up and in. Hollow out that low belly. Rib cage. Shoulders. Inhale. Exhale. Scoop, 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 scoop. Inhale. Roll down. Inhale. Exhale. Take that sip of air and go so slow. The last thing to touch are the hips and the tailbone. Inhale. Exhale. Take a sip of air and exhale down. All righty. Now we're going to add a lift. We're going to add a leg lift. I feel off balance, but my blocks are in alignment. Interesting. Maybe I'm not. Feeling out of alignment. All right. Inhaling to prepare. Exhaling. Take a sip of air. And now I'm taking my left leg off the block or the floor and bringing it down. Inhale. unwind. Sorry, there was a breath in there that I forgot to cue. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Right knee. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. So it's about stabilizing the hips, stabilizing the back. Try not to sway side to side. We're going to do 4 more, which means 4 repetitions of 2. So 8. And here we go. Pull that pelvic floor up and in. And that's the stabilization point. Now I'm not digging into the mat with my triceps. My hands are rested on my ribs. I could take my arms off the mat. Ooh, I'm feeling this shooting right down both sides of my SI joint. That was 2. We have 2 more sets to go. Hollow it out. And we're on the right side. And release. So your back, my low back is on fire. Oh. Hug those knees up, take a little rock side to side. Whew. All right, I'm going to slide this tension band off the legs for now. We're going to return to that because we're going to do some side work. I'm going to tuck my fingertips behind the knees and roll up to grab a drink of water. Whew. Okay, so my heat is gone. Oh. Excuse me, yeah, it dropped. Oh, you know what? It didn't drop. Interesting. Huh. Okay. My husband must have done that. I'm going to move this back over here. It's going to help to warm up. Grabbing some water. We're coming to our backs, then we're going to roll to our sides. So I am going to grab this blanket because I want to cushion my hips when we lay on our sides. It's not going to interfere with what we're doing on our backs. So that's why. I'm going to just tuck it right up against my tailbone. I'm going to smooth out the lump that's right there because that'll just irritate me. Ugh. So from the tips of my shoulder blades to my tailbone are on the same plane. That's how this blanket doesn't affect our alignment when we're laying down, okay? If your hips are on the mat and your shoulders are on the blanket, or if the blanket's way down and the tips of your shoulder blades are not on it, then you're going to be out of balance. You're out of plane. That's what I mean by plane. All right, Plane. No, Plain. I don't know. Which plane is it? When we're talking about a plane in geometry. I don't know. I'll look it up when we get done. Things I think about when we're doing Pilates. Those are things I think about when we're doing yoga too, so make no mistake. My brain is very random in the morning. All right. I'm going to hold these weights, just rest them in my hand. I'm not going to squeeze them. I'm not going to hold on to them. If you feel a little unstable or you just have to, just close your finger, pointer finger to thumb around that weight. Okay? And you know what? I don't like the way this blanket is. I'm going to change the rotation of the blanket, which means I've got to change my placement of my body on it. It was interfering with my arms. Sorry. And there we go. I wanted to narrow it out so that I could lay with my arms on the mat. Right. Tuck those shoulder blades back, scoop the low belly button ribs, pull that pelvic floor up and in. Now try to relax the energy out of the feet. So we're going to do two things. We're going to work this weight, and then we're going to do our mountain climbers. Inhale, exhale. Just like that. I'm holding these weights. Look, it's like 3 inches. Inhale, exhale, lower. My whole arm is working as the lever. I'm not just peeling my forearms off. I'm not resting my elbows on the mat. You could do this without weights, so don't worry about it. If you're just determined to put some weight on there and you don't have a weight, you could use a can of tomato paste. That's 8 ounces, I think, so that's half a pound. It's really just to feel the activation of the lever. I'm increasing the weight of my arms so I can really feel this work in my core. I got to tuck my chin, feeling my head press into the mat. Little tip, little important information. My pressing my head into the mat is not going to lift my arms off the mat. Check in with your pelvic floor. Got 4 more to do. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hi, Chihuahua. All right, I'm going to lengthen my legs. I am going to be working with my weights. You do not have to. I'm going to bring my arms up into Frankenstein position. Soften the elbows. I've got a little roundness going here. And I want you to think about climbing a ladder. Now, I realize I fell off a ladder in August, maybe September. But I do want you to think about the ideal way to climb a ladder. This is not how I climb a ladder. I climb a ladder with the same foot forward. But I want us to think about how we climb a ladder, how people climb a ladder in the cartoons, right? So they go left foot, right hand. Left, right, no, that was, left, right foot, left hand. So we look like we're climbing a ladder. I'm sipping air each time. I'm just coming here like you're taking the ladder, and then like you're stepping up. So when you're on they call this, when we're working this in some crazy, insane cardio weight class, it's mountain climber, but you do it in plank and you run those feet back and forth, which is also very too fast for form, healthy form. Scoop that belly, pull the pelvic floor up and in, keeping my knee in plane. So I'm going here to 90 degrees and then down. I'm not bringing my knee all the way up because I'm going to lose my core activation. If we had a tower or a springboard, which I've had to postpone due to some expenses, vet bills and such, we'll do this with springs, right? Where we would hold the springs and then we would go or we could go opposite like we're doing. And the reason we're going opposite is because we don't have springs. Springs are more stabilizing. All right, let that go for a second. First of all, I forgot our count. My nose is really stuffed up right now. I'm gonna sit up, grab some water, blow my nose. If you have a reformer, you could also do that on a reformer. You would use the straps. Then the lovely thing about a reformer is that there's a foot spring, that spring bar. We could use that to hold stability. So you would put both feet on the bar and you would hold the bar out with one foot and then hold that other bar out with, switch. Oh, now I'm feeling nostalgic for a reformer. All right. So now we're going to do some side work. And I'm coming back to my tension band. Now you don't have to do this tension band wise. That's what I was going to say. Oh. Move my weights. I need so much. All right. I'm also going to grab another blanket because I want to support my head. Forgot to do that while I was up. Okay. We're going to lay on our side. 90 degrees. And that's why I like to roll up a blanket underneath my neck so that I feel supported. All right. Bringing my knees out. I'm not quite at 90 degrees. I'm just at a comfortable angle, but my feet and lower legs are 90 degrees, right? So when I'm talking about 90 degrees, I'm talking about hip to knee, but my knees are definitely bent to ankle at 90 degrees. This is the one time I really hate these shocks. Okay, I gotta pull it off. There we go. All right. Pulling the pelvic floor up and in. Low belly, belly buttons, rib cage. Tuck the shoulder down, and I like to just wrap my arm right around my natural waist. I'm going to tuck my elbow back. Inhale. Exhale. Lift that whole entire leg. Hold. Inhale. Exhale. Lower. Now, even if you don't have a tension strap, inhale. You're going to feel this with the leg lift. Inhale and lower. Inhale, lift. Inhale and lower. Inhale. Squeeze and pull it up and in. Try to relax the feet. You could get a foot cramp on this one real quick. 4 more. You knew I was going to say that. Two more. And notice I'm not really going terrifically high. Double check that low belly. One more. And release. Ooh, howdy. That I'm feeling heat from underneath the sit bone all the way up my back. All right, we're going to switch, which means a fancy spin. It's not going to be fancy. It's going to be awkward and weird. That's the way it works. If I want to keep my face to the camera. There's no benefit to just rolling over in this one because you're not seeing anything. It's more important that you see what's happening with the knees. Oh. All right. Same thing over here. Knees at a comfortable angle. Feet 90 degrees from the knees. There we go. Low belly, pelvic floor, belly button, rib cage. Drop that shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Lift. Scoop that belly, scoop that belly. And squeeze. I notice I just lost the activation of that low belly. Breathe up into the high chest, upper chest. And down. 4 more. Breathe. That was a terrible sentence. It's okay. Direction-wise. We're breathing high into the upper chest. There we go. One more. Oh my God. I should have warned you. Oh, because we were stabilizing on this side gets hot faster. All right. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Not a great position to cough in, but that's all right. Not bad because I got to squeeze my knees. Okie dokie, drink some water. This is what I love about Pilates. This is what I love about Pilates. I gotta put all my equipment away. We're gonna stretch. Whew, it's cold. It's cold. Why my thing's not pushing out some hot air. All right. I want to reorganize this room. I have to do it while thinking about my springboard. I really don't know if I can do it. I'll be moving the camera angle over here because I'm going to be moving this whole thing to the wall. That springboard. Alrighty. Let's stretch. Whew. Got real cold in here all of a sudden. Double check my heat. Oh, no, it's working. Just not getting hot. It's not hot. I do not like that, Sam. I am. We clean these minis. Now we are having issues all over the joint. Let me make sure the heat is on, actually. Like it's on in heat mode. Yes, it is. All right, there we go. We're fire into that, maybe. All right, that's okay. I'm stretching. I'll be done in a minute. I'm going to go make coffee. Then I have to go feed outdoor cats. Oh. Listen. Whew. This is, we're just a little bit below my temperature threshold. All right, I want to take a fold. Oh. Whew. Now, this is not necessarily about my low back. This is about my hip flexors. So I'm working with this block. I was already in good position for it, but I'm going to keep my feet braced between my ankles, little rock side to side. And I'm just going to come on down. Oh, now I'm feeling this at hip flexors right here, which will eventually pay off if you're feeling tight in the low back too. Oh. Now notice, this is a very important thing I want you to pay attention to. I want my hips to be tucked towards my heels. So where is my head? Off the damn mat. I cannot pivot like that, right? If I want my head on the mat, look at how far my hips are going to come off. My booty is in the air. I want to tuck my booty down. And in order to keep that position in the fold, I got to stack my hands. See? I'm going to have to take a fucking allergy pill. I got to dust clean in here. Again. Really irritating. It's all right. All right, we're going to hip flex, and then we're going to frog pose, and then we'll do some lateral stretching. And in order to frog pose, I'm going to change the length of this blanket. Okay. So we're coming to hands and knees. Left foot is going to move way out in front of my body. I'm going to worm it out, and I'm pressing into the right hip. Hip flexor, hip flexor, hip flexor. We'll rock back, slight length of leg, hamstring. Woo! Let's heel toe that around. Oh! And move it out. Worm that other foot forward. Oh! Hip flex. And lengthen that leg. Oh, we're going to heel toe it out and around. Okay. I'm going to slide my block out of the way. I want to touch my toes. Rock those knees as far out as you can. Drop those hips. Oh. Say hello to hip flexors. I'm just going to stay here, actually. No, hip flexors and adductors. That's what I meant to say. Say hello to adductors. All right. I'm going to bring a knee in and bring a knee in, and now let Chakravarkasana bow this. Tuck the chin, take the forearms down, scoop the belly, and draw back into the fold. Oh. All right, I'm going to take a Z sit. I'm going to go right leg out first. Blanket. My heat's making all kinds of weird noises. Here comes the sun. And I'm going to stretch opposite. So I'm going to reach straight up and then just get a little longer, little longer, little longer. And you could just relax your hand to your head. And now let's switch. Left knee forward. You could do this in modified Z as well. I'm a terrible fitness instructor for not saying to do that on the first side, but those of you who are protecting your knees, that should be your go-to. All right, I'm lifting the shoulder. I'm going to reach diagonally. Oh, and then get a little taller. And I want to relax that hand towards the back of the head. Oh, and release. Whew. All right, let's take the soles of the feet together and bow. Oh, a little sway. Little sway. And unwind. All right, I'm taking a drink of water. Remember when our biggest worries was hydrating? My name is Julia. This is the fucking yoga company, Yoga for the Rest of Us. Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it greatly. Today was Pilates. We didn't even do fucking yoga. And that's all I've got. Otherwise, I'm going to spiral. Ciao.